Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Door Shutter, coming back to you with a brand new episode of the Direwolf20 1.21 Modpack, and today we are getting into getting closer to finalizing all of this mycelial generator shenanigans. Of course, what I really want to get done today is kind of figuring out getting the actual generator started. I know we'll waste some power doing this, but I don't really care. I want to just test and see what we can see with this. And I actually want to see if we can actually do a comparator on this. I don't actually know if we can. And that would be something that I really do want to test, because I don't know if there's any redstone controls, like configurations on any of these. So I would love to see if we could actually check all of that out. So let's just run some wire here. We'll just run, kind of a zigzag. I think this is more than 15 at this point. That should be perfect. And I am actually working on getting stock upgrades filled. So what I've done is I've actually used backpacks which have tanks and slime and the actual block piece that I need. So I've done that with the milk, and I've done that with the liquid meat on this generator, which is the metallurgic. So I think that's the only two that require liquid besides just this one. And this one's just purely liquid and not an item and liquid. So we could just grab, for example, a basic tank and come down here, and all we're going to do is we're just going to look up lava and put this in here, middle click, 0.25 set. So that's 250 millibuckets. Okay. And I actually probably want to grab some acceleration cards here as well. So all of these are speedy as can be. And of course, we're going to use LaserIO to do all of this shenanigans, but... So we've got 250 in there, and that 250 means that this one is solid. This one's good to go, right? And if you were to do the redstone and lava, all you'd have to do is grab a backpack with a tank upgrade, and you should be solid. All right, so for things like the more common, just one item pieces, which is going to be most of these. So most of these I'm going to do off camera. We're just going to put a barrel down. We're going to come up behind it, and we are going to get the item that we actually need, which in this case is ice. This is the frost generator, so ice. We're going to just do normal vanilla ice, and that is fantastic. Okay? And of course, the stock upgrade is only going to keep one of those unless we change it, but I want to keep one in each, not do more than one run, basically. So I'm going to get through the rest of these, and I will be back in a little bit once we start getting the LaserIO portion of this done, which will be then getting everything kind of kick-started. And everything will probably stop running after a minute because they're going to fill up on power, or some of them will. For example, the Nether Star one, and we do need to take care of these two, which are going to be special. So we'll get these guys done in a little bit, because they probably actually won't use a stock upgrade, in all honesty. Because we're going to probably put something above them that'll make them run. And they'll still use the actual channels, but they won't need what we're giving it. So, be right back. Quick interjection here. If you guys are enjoying this video, please do leave a like and or subscribe, as it is greatly appreciated and helps me know that you guys are wanting more and more of this content. Of course, we are trying to release this daily, as well as other content. But, of course, I'm on time crunch 90% of the time. And, yeah, that is okay. If you guys do have feedbacks, comments, concerns, anything of that sort, please do leave a comment down below, as I do love interacting with you guys as much as I can, and we'll get back to the regularly scheduled program. Alright, so let's get going on this. So I've actually got a lever here, which is going to be active, and we're going to put on the down direction a strong signal is actually not needed, so low. Is required for this to run. I'm trying to think. Low sounds good. Let's do the same thing on this one. And these are both going to be extraction modules. So anything that we're extracting out of, we are going to basically then move forward with putting the insertion cards in the top, because that way we're not accidentally sending a whole bunch of this stuff in. And I think the only problem I can see is if we do tie these together, we're going to have to change the channels. And we only have, well, I guess we actually have 15 channels. Each of these is 16. There's only 16 of these here, so we have enough. We have 16 channels, so I'm just going to keep copying this, basically. Also, I guess I do forget that I do need to put a counting filter on these as well. And why are you running? Oh, it's because you're not connected. So yeah, this is actually running right now, which is pretty cool. But it shouldn't have been. That's on me. So I'm actually going to connect all of these. So that way they're all getting redstone signal. And will not send. And I may configure these in my inventory before putting them actually inside of this. And of course, this is a special case because, of course, the fluid and item card, that'll be the same thing with this one. And then, of course, this one will be a fluid card. And then these two we'll get to after we're done configuring all the other ones. But this should have ran out of spunk because it's out of power. But you can see that we basically need to make sure that we are only having one each, right? So one copper ingot. And then here, we want to make sure for liquid meat that we're only doing... I gotta make sure... Okay, so we basically want to get this configured to be less than a bucket. But I don't think I can actually make it less than a bucket, can I? Well, that's a problem. That is a problem. Problem. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to keep this at a bucket. And for this one, we're going to do just 4 ingots. That will allow for us to just make sure that we are not having any problems of odd amounts, I guess. It's kind of irritating, but we're going to have to do what we're going to have to do. And that's one of the things we're going to have to do. I don't have any other way to regulate how much fluid's going inside of this. So that'll be fine. Let me get the rest of these going, which is just item cards, some fluid cards here and there. And then we'll work on these two because they are a special case. So, be right back. Alrighty, so we are actually going to quickly grab a sophisticated storage. I think I want to actually grab a netherite barrel here rather than this one. And we are under the potion brewer, which is here, and the disenchantment generator, which is here. So one of the questions I have is for the enchantment generator. I want to see if we actually get a book back. We do. Okay, so that is like an endless cycle that we could actually go for and basically pull the book back when we need it, right? Which would be always. We'd always need the book. So this one might lead into a little bit more complications than the others because we want to keep that book in cycle. Or several books, really. 64 books to be exact, most likely. I don't know why I typed in 64, but 64 books. So, nope, I just did that in the reverse. Okay, so we're going to just get one of the villagers that I don't really need. This guy's actually not traded yet. I don't really know if the actual level matters at all. Or it really doesn't matter what the enchant is. So we're just going to go with this. That's going to lock in his trade. And we don't really need the actual trader. We just need him. And we're probably going to grab a potion of weakness. Let me convert this guy real quick, and we'll be right back. Alright, so auto trader. So this guy's going to take 4 emeralds per. And then he's going to toss this book out. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab LaserIO. And we're probably going to grab an entangled block in this case. For the actual generator itself to pull those books back. Let's put that right here. Let's then snag... Where is this? Bind it there. So this will be item card. And we're just going to extract channel 1. And that'll be a filter. So LaserIO. Basic filter. I've got plenty of them over here. I just completely forget. And we're just going to say we want to grab the book. It's the only thing we want from here. Now let's also make sure we kind of increase that transfer amount as much as we can. And then on the down direction, that book is going to go back in here. on channel 1, right? So that should keep that book if we had one in here. So for example, this one should see a book filter back in. Perfect. Okay. So that solves that issue. Now we just need to get the rest of this going, which is going to be a stock upgrade of emeralds. Let's see, and his emerald is 1-to-1, so let's just do full stack. And then acceleration cards, which I already have some on me. Okay, so we're going to toss in 63 books. And then we also do need to do item card filter. Nope, I've got filters on me, remember. Basic filter. And we're going to say books and emeralds are deny. That's perfect. It's already set to deny. And then on the top, we're going to go up, insert, and that should insert books. And we're just going to quickly grab 2 gold upgrades. We're not going to do too many stack upgrades in here, or 2 effective stack upgrades, but that will be getting us books. One of the things is we may want to get multiple of these guys, or get Industrial Foregoing souls over here. And I don't think we have the souls near us, right? They're all the way over there. So we may want to just invest in getting that over. Or I could just run... No, because I've got this room right here. Okay. Let me look at getting Industrial Foregoing souls put over here as well. I also wanted to mention, and I kind of forgot to mention this last episode, we did actually get a little bit of something figured out with adding more dense energy cells into the network. And it looks like we're not buffering anymore with all the crafting and stuff we're doing. So we do have quite a bit of power storage and all of that, and power's been solid. So that is something to take into account. Okay. Let me get Industrial Foregoing souls here, because this will speed this up and allow for us to keep this guy stocked at all times, especially when we launch this generator. So let me be right back. Alright, so what I've done here is I've got the stock upgrade, giving us Spider Eyes, Netherwart, Blaze Powder, and glass bottles. The only other thing we need is a sink. And we're just going to put that right here. Down. I need some fluid cards. Hold on. Fluid cards. So down, extract, insert. That should provide the water. And then we're going to need to get everything else in here. So I'm going to put the blaze on the front. And the brewing on the top. Actually, no, let's do on the back direction. So pull. Let's just keep it enabled then, if it's going to do that. We don't want it to do that. So let's do insert, counting filter, blaze, bottle, spider eye, and the netherwart. And then, of course, we're just going to drag across. Actually, I think... Let's do this one. Because, of course, we're going to have to put different sides on this, right? So, this should be a different channel. And then counting filter, blaze. Or not really counting filter, just filter for this one. And then that should be golden. To then do... Which direction? The west direction? I think that'll work. And then the bottle input can be the south. Now let's do the other direction. Hold on. Do the left. Okay. So we'll then do another channel. And we'll do bottles. Okay, so bottles. And then we're going to make sure that we are going the south direction. And then we just need to do extraction. Probably increase the transfer amount too. And that is not working. Okay, so what I think we need to do is just get Spider Eye, Netherwart, lock input, and basically nothing else besides those two items can go in here. And what we'll do is we will just grab this one and this one. And when stuff's pulled out, we're just going to say on the back to just enable all these sides back again, I think is probably a good idea. Or is that not going to work now? Do I need to have at least one bottle in here? And one blaze powder? No, it doesn't even look like that functions anymore. And that is probably because of this counting filter. There it goes. Okay. But that'll prevent us from pushing anything into there. And we probably want to grab an overclocker. And then the blaze input. Okay, it just took a second to get to it. All right, but that should be golden. Let's push all this stuff back into the system here. And then we just need to grab an ender gate. And then we'll get our potion, which of course we want to get add-ons. What are you doing? You should be a potion of poison, right? Awkward potion. Hold on, let me disable input. Does it matter which way I have these? Okay, that's the problem. It matters which direction you actually have the potions. So we just need to do that. Okay. And then... All right, so pipe upgrade. Perfect. And that should start getting us potions. Okay. And then I probably actually want to get a sophisticated storage. We'll just go upgrade. Probably just follow this path through. And we'll just do a couple gold stack upgrades, just like we did for the enchanted barrel. The enchanting books. Perfect. Golden. I think we are. Okay. So we just need to get these two LaserIO pieces going, which of course is just going to be the Boiling 3 and the Potion of Poison. And that should be perfect. We should have a running generator system. So let's get those two done, and I'll be right back. I also did forget that we do need to have a bottle return, by the way. So I did add that. Just entangled block similar to the disenchantment generator. So we're golden. This stuff's good. And that should be fantastic. All right, we ready for the test drive here? Every single one of these has been set up. Some of them, of course, probably need to get their energy out of them. So let's actually quickly make an energy trash can just for a second. Okay. We'll just clear all of them. How does that sound? I'll let this one run for a second. It's still got one more input left in it, so we'll clear it out fully. And then we're going to want to get away from this quickly, because this nether shard generator is probably going to hurt us. But hopefully everything actually starts. That's the biggest thing here. Because if it starts, then that's fantastic. But we're going to check each one of them until we know either they don't work or they do work. But the biggest indicator should be this thing turning on for a few seconds. Well, more than a few seconds. It should fill up its entire buffer, which is hopefully what we're going to see. And then once we know that, we'll then go over in the next episode to get into mechanism to get the induction cell. Alright, so let's clear this out. None of these other ones have ran. Okay, so you had a little bit more buffer in you. Why did you run? Okay. I think that one's good now. Clear out its input. Okay, let's just keep this here for a second. I'll be back when this one's done processing. Okay, so the energy's dispersed. Now we're going to flip the lever. Oh, and it is running. It ran for like a few seconds. Did you guys see that? I don't think redstone actually will work for this at all. So that is interesting. I don't know if we're going to be able to monitor the power. But realistically, these machines would have to either be completely void of power or just be trash can power, and then all we rely on is this, which would burn through a lot of resources very quick. But we have no way of telling if this thing's actually full. So that's another thing. I'm not 100% sure, but it's complete. Realistically, all we have to do is clear out all the power, and we will be good. We will be running this thing, and this thing does 25 million FE a tick, compared to which these do, which is 3,840 FE a tick for however many ticks. Looks like 1,920. So, yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool. And that is going to do it for this episode. This has actually been really interesting. I've never done this. Industrial Foregoing's variation. So we're experimenting, right? So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.